Hey everybody, my name's Terrence. I'm with Titus Adventure Company. Today I'm going to be giving you a walk through our Toyota Tundra Toby. I'm going to be giving you a little orientation on this truck and truck camper, and this is not meant to take the place of an orientation that you're going to get in person, but this could be a good resource if you're looking to book one of our vehicles and want to learn more about the Tundra truck camper, or if you're on a trip and want a little refresher on some of the stuff we've already talked about. When we send you out on your trip, we're gonna give you one set of keys for Toby. So we've got the car key, which does have a manual key in case you need to get in manually. It's got the electronic fob. And then these two keys right here, the gold one is gonna go to the blue lock we have for the rear hatch. And the silver key is gonna open the side door hatches on the camper. First things first, I'm gonna open up the back hatch here. Already got it unlocked. I'm gonna open it up right here and show you what's inside. So just to get a little more light in here, I'm gonna open up the side hatches. This is another good thing we like doing as soon as we get to camp. So I'm gonna push that button in. That'll open right up. Gonna unlock one of these side hatches here, put the key in, twist to the unlock position, push that middle button open. Same on this side. And these gas springs open it right up. We've opened up the side hatches and we've opened the rear door, and now we're gonna open the rooftop tent. We've got a hitch step installed on the rear hitch over here. I'm gonna use this to step up, grab this handlebar. And on both sides, we have carabiners attached to latches. So I'm gonna open this latch, do the same on the opposite side. And we're gonna give this big bar a push. The Alu-Cab has gas springs on both sides, which help open this with a little bit of ease. Looking in from the rear, doesn't appear that much has changed since we've opened the camper part of the Overcab camper. But if you're looking at the roof from outside, you can push these two floor segments up, which are both also on gas springs. So just pushing that closer segment up, we've revealed the bed. We've got a full-size mattress, a mattress topper, and currently we have it set up like we send out every vehicle, which is with a pillow per person and a sleeping bag per person. And if you want to use the galley a little more efficiently, we're going to want to send the bed up towards the rooftop. So hopping in here, I'm just going to give the bed a push up, also on gas springs, and just make a little more room for activities. Going to give you a little overview of the layout back here. I'm currently sitting on our fridge, Dometic fridge. We love the Dometic gear. To my left, we've got the galley space. So this is where all the cooking and cooking equipment lives and happens. Right in front of me, we've got a bench seat, which also doubles as storage area. So we've got a lot of camp gear under the bench. And then just looking around a little more, right over here, we've got a propane heater. And just to my side, we've got our electronic switches, which control everything from lights, 12-volt outlets near the bed, to the fan on the heater. I'm gonna go into depth on all of them. Underneath the dish basin in the galley, we've got one big blue Reliance jug. It's got a red cap on it, and it has this hose, which goes into our water dispenser. So this jug will normally last me a couple of days for cooking, drinking, and doing dishes. And when it comes time for you to fill this jug up, find a nice place to fill up your water, all you're gonna need to do is take off this red cap, take off this white cap, pull the hose out, take the red cap off, and you'll be able to fill this up like a normal water jug, either at a water spigot at a campground or at a water dispenser in town. And to get it back in underneath the galley, I'm gonna put the red cap back on, make sure that's nice and snug. Gonna thread the water hose back into the white side. And being careful of the water hose. Just gonna push that right back in there. This is our water dispenser. It's hooked up to the water jug underneath the sink. Just has a power button on the left and a 600 milliliter dispenser button on the right. Push on for water, push off to stop the water. The water drains just right into this dish basin and dump that out wherever you think is appropriate. On the right side of the galley, we've got a sliding drawer and a cabinet. Both open up. I'll show you what's inside for a standard departure. Up top, we've got all of the cooking and eating utensils you'll need. So forks, knives, spoons, can opener, wine opener, pot grips, serving utensils, chef's knife, lighter, sponge, soap, scraper, and a dish rag, as well as a regulator for the propane stove, which is down below. Propane stove up top. And on the second level, we send folks out with a French press, a cutting board, propane, bowls, a pot set, a cup for water, 2 Yeti mugs, and then even further down we've got 2 plates and a frying pan, standard in all of our pack lists. As I mentioned before, we've got the Dometic fridge right next to me. I'm just gonna pull it out, show you a couple things. So right over here we've got our display screen. Got a power button, up and down buttons, and an OK button. On the display screen in the top left, you can see the current voltage. You can see the current temperature in Fahrenheit. We can also change to Celsius. And then that little circle on the bottom right-hand side of the screen just shows you whether or not the compressor is on or off. I'm gonna pretend that I'm packing some meats that I wanna keep around 40 degrees. I'm gonna click set temperature, click OK. Toggle to the temperature I want to set it to. 40 degrees is what I want. I'm gonna click OK. Open the fridge. There's a little lever just in the middle on this side. Open straight up, and we've got space for at least a couple days of cold food. Across from the galley, we've got a bench / storage area where we keep a lot of our camp goods. It's got a mat sitting right up top, which is just attached by Velcro. So I'm gonna pull that off and prop the bench open. In here, we've got 2 camp chairs. We'll send a camp chair with every person who's going on the trip, and a camp table, which packs away nice and neat. In this little box over here, got a couple of our earthly tools, a ground mat, 4 leveling blocks, a camp shovel, dustpan and broom, and we have a folding saw. Standard with every trip. Just beside the bench and right underneath the heater, we've got 2 other things, one of which is a step stool. We know sometimes it's hard for people to get either into this camper or up to the higher bed. So you've got a little step stool folded away here, as well as a garbage can with extra bags for your trip. So I'm on the driver's side of the Tundra now, camper, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about the electronic system we have back here, right above the fridge. Up top, we've got a control panel with a couple of on-off switches. The first one on the left is a light switch, and that is controlling one light directly above my head, a light on the 2 side wings, 1 light switch in the center of the camper shell, and 1 right above the bed. Just next to it, we've got 12-volt DC outlets. Those are going to power a couple of USB ports and 12-volt cigarette outlets on either side of the bed. And the 3rd switch is going to control our propane heater and specifically the vent fan for that. These other 2 switches don't currently have anything going to them, so I won't give you any details on that. Quick note on electronics in this vehicle. We've got 2 batteries under the hood. 1 powers the car, 1 powers all the accessory electronics back here on the house side of things. The house battery charges while you drive, and it also charges off solar. So the house battery is charging things like the Dometic fridge back here, it's powering the lights, and it's also powering the 12-volt outlets around the camper. So we've got the switch for the lights on. One really cool thing about all of the lights we have in this rig are that they're touch activated. So we have a dim, bright, super bright settings. One other cool feature about this is if you hold the touch button down while the lights are on, you'll be able to toggle on the red light setting. What's really nice about this heater is it's gonna extend the camping season for you. So if you're someone who gets uncomfortable in the cold a lot, this is gonna be the kind of heater that makes being outdoors into the colder seasons much more bearable for you. If you're running this heater on full strength overnight, we anticipate that you get at least a handful of days out of it, 3 or 4 days. I'm taking it on a trip myself this upcoming week, and we plan to use one 10-pound tank for 4 nights of camping. I'm gonna show you how to work the propane heater now. First thing is you're gonna wanna open up this vent. So unscrewing that knob, opening this all the way. Great, step 1 done. Now we're kind of gonna prime this. So I'm gonna hold this knob in as I turn it to the side. This is gonna get some propane coming out. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna hit our lighter in here. Get that flame lit. And I'm holding this knob in just to keep propane going. I'm gonna let that go for a couple seconds. Now that I let it go, the fire's going on its own. And now you can adjust the dial by pushing it in a bit to get a high flame or a low flame. Once we have that going, if you want to circulate a little bit of heat, we've got an on-off switch for the fan. Turning that on, that's going to be blowing some air throughout the cabin. Once we have the flame going, I'm just going to go ahead and close this. Make sure that's nice and tight. And now you can control the flame and the fan speed without having to light anything back up. One note of caution on this is if you have a sleeping bag that's hanging over the foot of the bed up top, just be careful that it doesn't hit the fan itself or the propane heater itself, because we have had sleeping bags melt and there's a fire hazard. When you're done using the propane heater, just make sure that the propane setting is in the off position, both here and that you've closed the valve on the propane can itself. Really nice thing about this propane heater is it exhausts out of the back. So this is the smokestack that the exhaust comes out of. You don't have to worry about it coming into the sleeping area. Now I'm gonna show you the sleeping space in Toby. Standing up in this back space here, I've got 2 windows, one on the passenger side of the vehicle, one on the driver's side of the vehicle, and then we have a third on the rear side of the vehicle. All of them have screens, and they also have what I'm gonna call blackout shades, which allow you to achieve darkness back here. We also have 2 bed platforms. So this platform over here, over the front of the vehicle, if you pull it down, just make sure you're not snagging any of the window covers as you bring it down. I'm sitting on top of the bed platform right now, full-size bed, and we've got this set up pretty standard once again, with 2 sleeping bags, 2 pillows, and a fitted sheet on top of a full-size mattress. Looking towards the front of the vehicle or the foot of the bed, we've got 6 pouches for you to keep some of your sleeping gear in. And we've also got that same light switch up here. On either side of the bed, we also have these zipper pockets, which if you open, reveal 2 cigarette outlets and 2 USB-A ports for you to charge your phone overnight. And just be sure that you have the 12-volt DC outlet switch toggled to the on position down below. If you want a little more room up here while you're sleeping, you probably want to have this in the down position. And if you want a little more ventilation from the heater, getting some heat up here, keep the platform up. We've got a ton of hidden features on this vehicle, and this has got to be one of my favorites. Actually, both of my favorites revolve around different table settings, but this back here is a little drop-down prep space. So we've got 2 little toggles on either side. Those pop down. This will stay at a 90-degree angle, and then hidden beneath it, we have a slide-out cutting board, which could be used in this position, or you can completely take it out to wash it or to use to serve as a little charcuterie board. Just slide that right back in, make sure it's nice and centered, and flip it up and it'll stay in place on its own. I'm gonna show you how to open this 270-degree Alu-Cab awning. Got a orange string attached to one of the zippers. This is a zipper we're gonna use to open the awning. Opening the zipper all the way. You're gonna wanna get the bag completely out of the way. Once we've got the bag up and over the awning itself, we're gonna loosen these black straps. Just a little hook right there. So take those off and toss them out of the way as well. We got a second one over here. Toss that out of the way. And let the whole awning drop down. Got these 3 bars. I'm just gonna make sure they clear their housing compartment. Then I'm gonna grab this orange and black strap and walk it all the way around. There's a metal bit at the end of this strap here, and that's just gonna slide right in next to the chimney. And then we can tension this, make it the awning a little tighter. If it's gonna rain and you wanna get a little drip going, you could set that extension piece up, and now you've got a good angle for drip. One other super nice thing about this awning, it's out of the way enough where you can still open the wings of the cab. And I like calling this one food truck mode, because now you can serve food right out of the galley. Probably my favorite part of the Apocalypse Mobile Toby is this rooftop table, which is hidden and nice and streamlined. Got a little cotter pin right here. Pull that out, open that latch, grab this handle, slide the table out, and then give this a nice smash out. Now it's officially food truck mode. Putting the table away, super easy. This is a light table. I'm gonna pull this down and have it rest on my foot. And I'm gonna close these legs at the same time. Make sure they're nice and flush. The legs are gonna be facing towards the sky, and this strap is gonna be facing away from the vehicle. I'm gonna put it over my head. Slide it in, make sure nothing's stuck there. Close the latch, and the pin goes in. I'm gonna put the wings away. Cool. Taking the awning down, gonna bring this rain piece down. I'm going to detension this strap and pull this sliding piece out. I'm gonna hold on to this, make sure nobody's head's gonna get hit over there. And I'm gonna walk it back towards the vehicle. At this point, the awning is pretty snug to the vehicle. I'm gonna make sure these black straps are still up and out of the way. And then at the lowest part of the awning, I'm gonna start wrapping this up, making sure any material I come to is getting tucked away. Once we get to this orange strap, I'm gonna roll that in as well. Black straps come down, clasp into place. Great. And then the black bag comes down on both sides. And I'm gonna walk the zipper back in. Nice. Now it's morning and we wanna take down our tent and move on to our next location. I'm gonna show you the best process for taking down the sleeping area. We already have the main bed platform in the down position. We just wanna make sure before we take the rooftop tent down that the second and smaller platform is also brought down. Another good practice to keep in mind is we have the screens set up on all of the sides, but we do not have the blackout curtains set up. And what that does is, as we pull the rooftop tent down, it allows a little air to escape on the sides, making it easier so you're not closing a balloon up there. I'm gonna step up on that hitch step. I'm gonna grab this orange and black strap, and I'm actually gonna put a whole lot of body weight into this too. So I'm gonna lean back, pull down quite a bit. I'm gonna wait until this gets a majority of the way down, and right there it's staying on its own. I'm gonna hop up, tuck this strap in, and holding onto this bar in the back, in the center, I'm just gonna reach my hands around to the sides and make sure that all of the tent material is pulled in towards the vehicle. And this should come down nice and easily. Now I'm gonna close up the rear and the sides. So I've kept the lock with the keys. Those are handy. I'm gonna push the rear door closed, and I'm gonna pull this latch into the position it wants to live in, and go ahead and lock it. Coming around to the sides, I'm gonna close each of these wings, snap them into place. Same on this side, and we can lock that if we're going somewhere for a long period of time away from the vehicle. We've pretty much talked about everything inside the Alu-Cab Overcab camper. Now we're gonna talk about some stuff in the cab itself. Opening the rear doors up, we've got tons of space back here. So comfortably fits 5 people. And we have a first aid kit label on the passenger side of the rear door. Pulling that up, you can see we've got our first aid kit right underneath that seat. Opening the seats from the driver's side, we've also got a tool roll and a battery jumper. And just pointing out underneath that passenger side rear seat, we've got the tools you need to change the tire should you find yourself in a flat situation. Open up the passenger side door, got a grocery bag in the door for you here, just make your life easier going to the grocery stores. Up here in the front, we send you with a ton of goodies. So just exposed over here, we've got hand sanitizer, chapstick, stickers, a pen, and some tissues, as well as a phone cord, one micro USB, Apple cord, and USB-C. In the center console, we're always gonna send you out with a Leatherman multi-tool, 2 headlamps fully charged, ready to go, a lantern, which you can also charge your phone with, some toilet paper, a portable battery charger and a deck of playing cards, a light string, and a set of keys to help you access the propane can on the back of the truck in case you need to top off propane to get a couple extra nights of heat on your trip. I'm gonna turn on the truck right now and show you a little bit about the driving system. So stepping on the brake, got the keyless start. Powered on. Going into 4-wheel drive, one really nice thing about these Toyota systems are you can switch from 2-wheel drive into 4-high, going pretty much up to 50 miles an hour, and all you need to do is twist this knob to the 4H position, as 4-high, and you're gonna see on the screen here, on the dash, you're gonna see a 4HI symbol blinking. So yeah, you'll know you're in 4-high when that light goes from blinking to solid. Sometimes it takes a little reverse or forward to get into 4-high. To get into 4-low, you do need to be at a complete stop and you need to have the vehicle in neutral. So with the vehicle in neutral, you can now push in this controller, push it in, and twist to 4-low. You hear the vehicle shake a bit. We got our 4-low light is yellow and it says 4-low, doesn't say 4-high anymore. And you also see a couple other lights turn on the dash in solid. From there, you can go straight into drive, or what we always like to advise is go over to stick or the manual gearing, and bring it down to first, second, third gear. And if you're driving 4 low, you're gonna wanna be in those manual gears for a little extra control off-road. To get back into 2 high or 4 high, we're gonna go into neutral, push this back in, twist it to 4H, or even to 2-wheel drive. And you'll know you're back in 2-wheel drive when there are no more 4 high or 4 low lights on the dash. Going to park. Right here in the front of Toby, just wanted to point out, right under the Toyota emblem, we've got this front-facing trail camera. Super cool tool. There's a little switch just in the center console, and if you push that button, you can see through this camera right here, and that'll show you directly what's in front of the vehicle. If you have some super steep obstacles or are a little bit curious about what line you want to take, hit that front-facing trail camera. Another really nice feature on Toby the Tundra is we've got this solar panel mounted to the hood, and this keeps the battery systems charged while you're just sitting around. Also good to know that the battery systems that we do have in the vehicle are being charged while you drive. So you have driving, charging, and just sitting around charging as long as there's sun. Thanks for taking some time to get to know Toby the Tundra in a little more detail. This is the biggest 4x4 vehicle in our fleet, so just keep that in mind when you're going on some of the trails. It's a little bigger, but it also means that there's way more space inside and a little more comfortable as well. So we at Tice Adventures really look forward to seeing you at the start of your next adventure.